Lana Scott Lighthouse. Welcome back to my channel, guys. So this is a reading specifically for the Lightworkers from the Lightworker Oracle by Lana Fairchild. So what I shuffled the cards and I pulled one that I feel like is very meaning for today. This is card 21 and it's called Spiritual Service. I'm going to move up a little bit here so that y'all can see it better. And then I'm going to pull it forward. It's got a girl with her hands out with the world in a cup, or the world in her hands, and an angel flying around and getting divine light and messages from above. Okay. This card is about self-doubt, that it can be a habit that's really hard to break, that it can slow down your spiritual progress, fulfilling your life purpose, okay? But they're saying that it won't stop you, but it can make your progress seem more challenging, and that it's easier to fulfill your purpose when you acknowledge your own talents, your own goodness, and doing what you love to the best of your ability, and realizing that you're enough, your work is good, that you have something of value to offer. So it has a lot to do with self-esteem, value in yourself, realizing that you have value, okay? It's also talking about time to let go of fear of failure, concern about your abilities, your right to live a happy and fulfilled life of success, and that the universe believes in you. And sometimes self-doubt can really slow you down. Self-doubt can make you doubt messages that you get, especially if all your chakras are opened up, but you're having maybe people, a job, or other things around you that... You know how sometimes you get people around you that are, that anytime, especially the narcissist type of people, anytime you want to do something and you think it's a great idea, and, maybe your cousin or somebody at work or something goes, really? You think that's a good idea? And just the way they say it makes you doubt yourself, right? Well, maybe it's not a good idea for them, but it's quite possibly it's a great idea for you. So don't let nobody... make you feel like you're not good enough, okay? Everybody has a reason. Everybody has a purpose for being here, all right? And if you listen to my channel for any length of time, I say that a lot. I haven't said it in a while, but I think it needs to be resaid. Everybody has a reason and a purpose. Just because you haven't found it yet doesn't mean to doubt your ability that you have a reason for being here, okay? So this card is saying that you're being called to service beyond that which you've already accomplished, because you're ready, you're capable, and willing to step up to another level of spiritual responsibility and freedom, but yet your own mind, maybe even people around you, may question your ability. Maybe you're afraid you can't perform well enough, that you're not skilled or experienced enough, that you're not as good as other people, or you don't have enough value to offer. And there's nothing more than wounded beliefs about your self-worth. It's time to heal that. It's time to heal those wounds of I'm not good enough, or because I'm different, or I see things a different perspective than most people, or I'm the one that's always the weirdo in the group, right? Don't let that kind of stuff stop you. Don't let that stuff, you are meant to shine. That's why you're here, okay? And guys, I'm definitely one of those people. I have always had other people call me the weirdo, say, well, even my own son at times, Mom, you're crazy. You know what? It's my crazy. And however I see the world differently than other people, that's me. That's who I am. That's who I've always been at 60 years old. So if you got some special quirks, so what if nobody else agrees with it or sees it, right? It's your quirks, okay? As long as you're not hurting another person, that's you, right? So be kind to yourself about that, because it's time to recognize that if you have any type of a wounding, don't empower those beliefs as truths anymore. What is really true for you, okay? Just because you see things in a different light doesn't mean you're not worthy enough, okay? Your mind, if you let those kind of things go and realize that you are one of a kind, you'll free yourself from the kind of pain that those kind of thoughts can cause and become more realistic about your gifts and your potential. Everyone's got the potential to be way more than what they are. And a lot of times that requires letting go of people, places, things, old ideas that shift your mind from one reality to another of being the best that you can be to offer the most that you can to the world, right? So it's time that you trust love more than you do your wounds. Heal those wounds. If you have to, write them down on a piece of paper and burn that shit. Oh, crap. Sorry, excuse the cuss word. But you know what I'm saying? Let go of that old stuff. The universe put you here for a reason. Let your light shine, okay? Because as you get rid of those old beliefs, you create more space to receive impressions of how you can most joyfully serve the greater good. And those that don't believe in you, so what if they don't believe? If you're seeing some people give you positive feedback, or you're seeing how just a kind word to somebody makes their day, to heck with what anybody else thinks. You see what I'm saying? Okay? So don't be hampered by undermining and draining beliefs of self-doubt, because you'll have more energy to act on your intuition and your guidance. So if at any time you find yourself blocked by fear or performance anxiety, maybe you wanted to learn to sing, you learned how to sing, and you're going to give your first performance and you chicken out and you don't show up, right? Well, what's worse, having the fear or not showing up? Face your fears. Let go of that self-doubt. Let go of those fears. Fear can be the most damaging thing to us. Fear can be one of those things that will hold you back from releasing your whole potential, to getting rid of the old paradigms, old things that no longer suit us, and being able to move into the next one with more light, more love, more joy coming into your life. Okay, so don't let that stuff stop you. You can release those things by sometimes asking yourself, how can you serve the greatest good? Okay, and one of the answers is always going to be never shrink in fear. Don't let fear rule your life. It's always going to be, always choose your belief over your doubt. That will help you to move ahead. Take the opportunity to give yourself a vote of confidence. Imagine the universe is saying yes to you. Yes, 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 you can do this. Yes, you can think this. Yes, you can move on to the next step of this plan, whatever plan you might have for yourself. Okay? These kind of realizations will help bring you peace of mind so that you can, continue to go forward and share what you have. So if you've been working really hard, take the opportunities that come to you. And if you're still not feeling as though you're quite where you want to be in terms of fulfilling even your life purpose or a divine destiny or something like that, you're now being asked to acknowledge all that you've attained so far. So what have you attained so far? Sit down and write a list. Make a list to yourself of what have I accomplished in the past year that I never would have thought of accomplishing 5 years ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? What have I accomplished that I never would have thought of just 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever the case may be, okay? Acknowledge all the people that you have assisted in your own special way. I sometimes tell this story. I don't know if for any of my new subscribers that have come and jumped on board. I one time, when I was in my early 20s, I was driving down the road to go see a friend, and there was this girl walking down the road crying. And I stopped her and I said, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And she said, I feel like I want to go kill myself. She said, "My husband verbally abuses me, and my mother agrees with him, and both of them gang up on me on a regular basis." And I looked at her for a minute and I said, "Here, get in the car. I'm going to take you to the wife abuse center." And that's exactly what I did. Okay. I took her to the wife abuse center because I'd gone there once myself back when I was very young. Okay, or younger, I should say. And I told her on the way, I was telling her, well, if your mom's not believing in you and your husband's doing all this, then maybe it's time you walk away from all that, And she was like, "Yeah, I want to, but I'm scared to. But I'm just at my wit's end. I can't take it no more." So I brought her to the center. She got help, and I dropped her off there. Well, I was in my 20s, and so in my mid-30s, early 40s, this was in Mississippi. I had moved from the time I helped her, I had moved to Louisiana, moved to Florida, and then moved back to Mississippi. And I went to the Trailways bus station one day to drop somebody off, and guess who's behind the counter? That girl. I don't remember her name. If you ever see any of my videos, honey, I'm so sorry I don't remember your name, but she was behind there, and we're looking at each other, and I'm like, "Where do I know you from?" She goes, "Oh, you're the one that took me when I was married to my first husband." She goes, "I'm so glad you stopped and helped me, because I divorced him. I got away from my mom. I've got a new husband." She actually made a joke of, "If he don't straighten up, I'm going to leave him too." Then she laughed and said, "No." She goes, "We have tiny things, but we've been together like 8 years now, and it's wonderful." So, guys, you never know when taking the time to help someone, that's going to stick out in your mind later and make you realize that you do good. The other thing is, if you've never heard of my paperclip trail, take a paperclip every time you do something for somebody that's positive, add another paper clip to it, okay? The paper clip thing, I've actually got it right here. I'm going to pull it off and show it to you, if I can get it off of here. Paper clips help you, every time you help someone, if you make a paper clip trail, and this one broke, but every time you do something good for someone, take a paper clip and add it, okay? Then you start seeing how you make a difference in the world. It's the most visual, and somebody else taught it to me, but it's the most visual aid you can have to let it be known to your mind, your self-conscious mind, your higher self. I am here for a reason and a purpose, and I make a difference in the world. Okay, guys, this is actually the second or third one I've started, and the other one I had was actually a lot longer. Okay, I've made quite a few of them over the years. Guys, you do make a difference. Okay, so don't let no self-doubt stop you from making the difference you're supposed to make. So, what else did they say here? That right there is a way to show you that you do make a difference, correct? Okay, so all the positive influence of love that you've added to the collective human soul through your own willingness on your own spiritual journey, right? It opens up your heart and care about life on earth. And your spiritual service has been noticed by the spiritual world, and you will be empowered to serve in increasingly beautiful ways. Your service is already successful and only increase in potency, power, peace, right? Because we're all part of humanity, correct? So you can always tell the universe, I love you. How can I serve you? I accept love's protection and love's purpose in my heart, in my life. Love empowers and protects me, gives me purpose and passion, peace and play. I believe in love. I am love, and I believe in me. May the joy of helping others give me energy and courage to continue to serve and grow spiritually. May all beings receive your love and be healed through your grace. May all those who want to serve be empowered through mercy, compassion, joy, and love to do so for the greater good. Through my own free will, so mote it be. Okay, so that is the message of this card. And I feel like it was something that people needed to hear. And then, guys, I shuffled the deck for the Oracle, for the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And I shuffled up all the cards, cut them 3 times, and then I pulled 3 cards. So the first card we got, I'm going to pull this back here so that y'all can see this. The first card we got was Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing and Rewriting the Future. So think about that. How, since the solar eclipse, if you're a light worker, are you breaking any kind of thing that came through your DNA from all your ancestors? Was there somebody in your family that was physically abusive to people, and you've heard about it, and you had anger, and you decided you were scared you were going to become that way, so you went through some anger management classes, and you've healed from it, so you're now rewriting your future that you will never hurt nobody physically. Or maybe you had somebody in your family that was always deserting their family, or someone that deserted, and you're scared you're going to do that same thing. Maybe a parent deserted your family, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to make sure I don't do this. I'm going to make sure when I find the right one, I do the right thing, right? However it applies to you. Okay, so this is talking about breaking those ancestral things in our DNA. Now, guys, I personally don't believe in ancestral curses. If everyone in your family's been an alcoholic and you're determined not to be an alcoholic, to me, that is not a curse. That is a learned behavioral pattern. After all, if you drink every day, you're going to become an alcoholic, right? If you do hard drugs, you're going to become a drug addict. If you always are looking, if you have narcissistic things, I mean, those are all learned behavioral things that you can break and change. So whatever you have possibly broke in your DNA, or in the pattern that you've seen past people do that you made up your mind you weren't going to do, you do that, you start healing from it, therefore rewriting the future that you were possibly going to go. You've come out of this cave of all these past things, or maybe even past lives that you've had. Right? That the person you've been in all these different lives, there was something that needed to be changed. And in this lifetime, you keep seeing those little pieces of that past life, and you say, I feel this somewhere in my DNA, and I'm going to change it. Okay. And so you do it. All right. And then the next card we have is the Initiation, Rite of Passage, Crossing the Threshold. Okay. And this card to me is talking about being on the other side of that cave and feeling and knowing that you deserve to have something better in your life, right? Getting rid of that self-doubt, those fears. We have a snake down here. Snakes are fertility. So that's an idea coming to you. That's some kind of you have a perfect right to be where you are right now, okay? This is talking about, to me, it's talking about after having gotten rid of some things that you no longer want to be, stepping through over that threshold to become the better person you can from all the past lifetimes, or even the any kind of ancestral DNA or that's in your DNA that you have broke, any kind of anything, and that this is the door that's now time to go through it. And once you're on the other side of that, okay, then we have you're already doing it. So in some way you may be overthinking. So this is saying keep your compass straight, keep facing your true north, that maybe you're overthinking a little bit on some things and it's time to just let that go, right? And step away from it and say, okay, where I'm going now feels right, having that self-confidence, right, to go that direction in whatever way that you're being called and to do it. Okay. My spirit guides, sorry, my guys, every time I do a reading these days, my ears ring. It's like they come in with some little negative information, but it takes me a while to assimilate the information. So, but they are saying it is time for you to stop overthinking, keep facing your true north, keep going forward, because you are already on the path, or getting rid of those, breaking those past negative habits in some sort of way. And you just need to quit overthinking about it to keep going forward, okay? So that's a light worker message I have for you guys today. Guys, and I have this little plaque. I actually put it up on my community page because I wanted to share it with Eve of Everlong Mystic. Guys, believe in the magic of you. You are the only one. They broke the mold. Even if you have a twin sister or a twin brother, right? They broke the mold and they made you. Believe in the magic. You are meant to make a difference in this lifetime. So in whatever way that you can break past negative things and become the bigger, better person, let your light shine. Let your soul shine. Have strong boundaries, but make sure that you are heeding and, not letting that self-doubt take you over, okay? Break the chain, the initiation, and you're already doing it. Maybe some of you haven't quite seen that you are already doing it, so maybe this will be the light that you need to see, that you are doing it. So get rid of that self-doubt and those fears that you have inside. You are already doing it. Okay, so that's what I have for the light workers today. I hope this helped bring some enlightenment to somebody and self-illumination. Let your light shine. Lighthouse.